Well, good morning, church family. Today we are in 1 Kings 8. Have you ever toured or ever lived in or worked in a brand new building? If you have, you know it can be a very exhilarating or even exciting experience. In 1 Kings 8, we see the Israelites having such an experience. Solomon had just built the brand new temple. For 480 years after Israel's escape from Egypt, God had not asked him to build a temple for him. Instead, God emphasized the importance of his presence among them and their need for good spiritual leaders. It's easy to think of a building as the focus of God's presence and power, but God chooses and he uses people to do his work. He can use you and me more than he can use a building of wood and stone. There's nothing wrong to have a building for a place of worship, but it should never take priority over developing good spiritual leaders. The ark of the Lord was placed in the temple. In verses 10 through 11, we see the cloud filled the temple of the Lord, and the priests could not perform their service because of the cloud, for the glory of the Lord filled the temple. In verse 13, Solomon said, I have indeed built a magnificent temple for you, a place for you to dwell forever. But Solomon knew that this temple, as magnificent as it was, could not contain God. In verse 27, Solomon says, but will God really dwell on earth? The heavens, even the highest heaven, cannot contain you, how much less this temple I have built. Isn't it amazing that though the heavens cannot contain God, he is willing to live in the hearts of those who love him? The God of the universe takes up residence in his people. Solomon's temple was a beautiful place of worship and prayer. The sanctuary was the center of Jewish religion. It was the place of God's special presence. But a beautiful place of worship does not always guarantee heartfelt worship of God. God wants to live in our hearts, not just meet us in a sanctuary. I hope you enjoy your time in 1 Kings 8 today. It is a long chapter and there's a lot in it, but be sure not to miss verses 56 to 61. In these verses, Solomon praised God and he prayed for the people. His prayer here can be a good pattern for our prayers. The celebration for the dedication of the new temple lasted for 14 days. After it was over, in verse 66, it says, the people went home joyful and glad in heart for all the good things the Lord has done for his servant David and his people Israel. Hope that you will be joyful and glad in heart today for all the good things he's done for you. Have a great day.